and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Teresa, please take the roll.
Okay, Mayor Jones.
Here.
Keel.
Here.
Carlson.
Here.
Bullen.
Here.
Horacek.
Here.
Mattson. Here. And Schilling.
Here.
All right, do we have any additions or a motion for the agenda for tonight's meeting?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
All right, how about the minutes from the 8/4/2026 meeting?
Make a motion to approve the minutes from 8/4/2026. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Bills are in your packet. Any action from the council on the bills?
Motion to approve the bills submitted for payment.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
All right, public comments, anything that's not on the agenda?
Here.
Yep, step up to the podium and say who you are and
Good evening, folks. Patrick Weedman. I'm a neighboring homeowner. An asphalt plant is currently operating next to my neighborhood. I want to know what authorization permits and current operations, and I would like copies of that authorization.
Are you up on Highway 38 up there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, and I know these people have been here longer, so you're talking about the asphalt plant where the Zacharias land, so that land right now is zoned heavy industrial. That was part of, if you remember, we built it, so you're not a city resident, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so 30-second overview. So when we bought and Travis or Arden, correct me. Long story short, that land where that's at is zoned heavy industrial, and they can have that on there. Legally, they can have that on there. So there's nothing that can be done about that. There's nothing that you can do to change that. That is the legal zoning of that area.
but we were made aware, and the landowner has been advised that he needed to have a conditional use permit. That information has been
Okay.
passed on to him.
And then
Thanks,
we,
Arden. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I just come here for the record.
Nope, yep.
Totally.
And yesterday I submitted to the city.
yes, did you get my email? I
I had, yeah.
emailed it today. too.
Okay,
All the
double check.
information. I answered all your
I
questions.
appreciate the promptness.
There you go.
And again, this is just for the record. I know you have a full agenda, so I want to.
Yeah, no, that's, yep.
Previously, there was a conditional use permit required for such activity over there.
Yep, and he ended up not putting the plant out.
That's correct.
Correct,
That was a conditional use permit that expired December 31st, 2023.
correct.
So I guess, is that plant operating under the assumption that that CUP is still active?
We're not sure.
He doesn't need a CUP because he's zoned for heavy
He does.
industrial.
No, he still
It's a
does.
conditional use
Absolutely
in that
do.
zone. So he did not come to the city and ask for a CUP on this time. So that is part of, I've worked with the city attorney. He has set notice that to notify him, he does need a CUP. He's got to stop operation until he comes and secures
When,
that.
do you know when that was submitted to him?
Just today, because I became aware of it on
Okay.
Monday.
I was just saying because it absolutely is operational.
It went fast. I drove by there one. I was like, holy
Yeah,
smokes.
so again.
I got a call on Monday about it. so-
I really appreciate it, I really do. And
Yeah.
I know this was a big deal, and Arden, I didn't want to ruin your evening.
No.
But I
Hey.
just want to make sure I state these.
Someone's got to do it. Yeah, somebody, hey, yeah, somebody always has to.
I thought I did when I walked in.
Okay, so again, for the record, real quick, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna run through these. A lot of them are probably taken care of.
Yep,
Again,
I
once
answered
again,
every
appreciate it.
question.
I'm requesting a copy of the approvals and the conditions, which we've already presumed that that's not happened. Again, for the record, what is the date of the approval? What is the permit number? Who is the permit holder and operator? When did it become effective, and was there a public hearing? Again, I appreciate the answers even before I ask questions. Again, this is just for putting down. The next question, again, just building upon this, were the written findings of the studies required by Chapter 19 of the zoning ordinance, number 627, ever made and presented to the public in writing. Okay. That's again, Chapter 19, 627. I guess we've already established that it hasn't been approved. And I was going to ask you if we could agree on a reasonable time to provide info. Sounds like that's already done. Once again, thank you. Now, the next one is, if it's discovered the plan is operating outside of the framework of a CUP or authorization by the city, what is the recourse?
Did you,
We sent a stop work order.
yeah,
Okay, what happens if they don't?
He'll get
Civil,
fined.
civil fines
I'll
can
take
be
it.
imposed.
Are homeowners affected privy to civil penalty of the company?
Are they privy?
Are we able, as homeowners affected by an unauthorized operation, privy to sue the company for any perceived damages to our property?
I can't advise you on what your rights are as a private citizen, so.
All right. I guess that was the only thing. And my last one is that the city's own policies, ordinance, bylaws, et cetera, are not currently met by your own standards, operations should cease immediately, which, again, thank you for taking care of. And that's really, I just wanted to be on record, ask the questions. Again, thank you for your cooperation. And where can I find the pursuance, the
what happens next?
Yeah.
As soon as we get, I would assume that we'll get a response, I would
I
assume.
assume as soon as they get their letter, we get a response.
Okay,
They'll
I can just reach out
contact
to.
mine. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just get a hold of Teresa, she'll let you know.
All right,
Yep,
wonderful.
my email's on the side.
Question for you,
Yeah.
or a comment really. You have the most influence with this council if you were annexed into the city.
Never gonna happen.
Never say never.
The way,
Never say
the way
never.
that our neighborhood has been treated by the city, it will never fly. And
How about the township or the county? Have they treated you better?
Not much.
There you go.
No, I don't agree, but two rights don't make a wrong, brother. Or two wrongs don't make a right. That's what I meant.
Put that down in the minutes, correct it.
One or the other.
Thanks, folks, I really appreciate it.
You bet, thank you. All right, anybody else?
Hey, we do have a District 9 candidate, Megan Cheddar,
Oh,
here
okay.
visiting us this evening.
Good to have you, Megan. All right. You came to an exciting meeting. All right, next up, we're going to move down to visitors. We have Mr. Hammond here with Brosz Engineering to give us our bridge inspection report study.
Well, this will be sweet and easy for you.
Good.
A lot easier than that one was, I promise. We are required to inspect your bridges every 2 years. And we performed that for you this year. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to do so. The good news is, I mean, we have 2 comments for your 4 bridges, and they're pretty easy.
Yeah.
So the one right down here at the end of Main has got a little exploded rebar in one of the barrels, and it's starting to rust. And it's basically because they just cast it too close to the surface, or the form busted or something. But it's an easy fix. It's not a crisis level thing. It really doesn't even impact the strength and serviceability of the structure, even if it was a lot worse than it is. But we do recommend that it gets either patched or just cleaned and painted so it doesn't continue to corrode. And then we've got the same spot, there's some joint material between in the curb and gutter pan. If you sealed that up, it'd probably save you a future problem.
Yep.
Simple, easy peasy. The rest of them I don't even have a comment on. I mean, it's, you guys are in great shape. I was just telling Teresa, it's probably the best we have in the state. We do a lot of these.
Hey,
So.
That's good to hear.
hey, it's good to be number one at something.
Yeah. So, yeah, box culverts are, they're the best thing you put in the ground as far as I'm concerned. You got all of them are, so.
Oh.
Low maintenance, easy.
Box culverts are the best thing to put in there. We should mark that spot.
There you go.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
But that's all I have for you. I mean, like I said, we're required to come
Yep.
by the FHWA, and honestly, you just give it a simple phone call right there, and it's the way it used to happen, but things over time, you get a little more convoluted.
Yeah,
But,
I hear you.
It pays off. I mean, it is good information for you.
Yeah.
for people on councils and commissions, so. But
Yeah.
if you have any questions for me, I'm always willing to.
Any questions? Yeah, I read through the report. It looks pretty, we're in pretty good shape, so
Yeah.
that's always good.
Yep, I'll give this stuff to you guys here and then,
Oops, you dropped Jay.
oops.
All right. Thank you. Good enough.
Thank you much.
Thank you. We appreciate you doing that and showing up.
Thank you for the opportunity, we appreciate that too. And it's Christian's card in there, he's the one that won.
All right, let's move down to applications, agreements, hearings, resolutions, ordinances. First up, we have second reading of ordinance 773. That is to amend section 12.03 of the zoning regulations on accessory buildings. No changes since the first reading. This is the one that allows up to 200 square foot buildings, 2 structures on 1 lot.
If they have 2 accessory buildings on 1 lot before, one of them couldn't be any larger than 150 square feet.
Right.
This bumps it up to 200 square feet. And that's kind of how the building code looks at things, as the minimum, square footage is 200 square feet. And then it also, we have another bullet point under accessory buildings that for like-kind materials, once again, it was for 150 square feet or larger, you needed the same building materials as the house, so same kind of siding, same kind of shingles or whatnot. This bumps that up to 200 as well, before that requirement kicks in, just so. We're seeing a lot of pre-built accessory buildings come in under that 200 square feet that have metal roofs, just kind of for their maintenance and whatnot, so we think this will maybe kind of grab some of those and make it easier for the homeowners.
You got one across the street from you
I do.
with the metal roof on it,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the middle.
Yeah. You bet. All right, action from the council on this first one.
Make a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance 774.
3. 3 is the first one.
Oops, I scrolled right by.
No, that's fine.
I would like to make a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance 773.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Horacek.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right, now we can go to the second one, which is reading of ordinance 774, second reading. Amend section 5.04 of zoning regulation on manufactured housing residential districts. And this is basically a cleanup, right?
Right,
Kinda?
this one we talked about how in our manufactured zoning regulations right now, we have a definition for a trailer camper, like a cold-type camper, and then we reference in there that to have a trailer camper in a mobile home park, you have to have it licensed. Well, if you look under the permitted uses and the conditional uses, we don't allow any travel trailers in a mobile home park, which I don't think we want them to be in there. We want it to be a mobile home park. So either one of those aren't applicable to, that district. So this is just taking out any reference to a travel trailer, the definition and the license requirement out of that, just to clean up the mobile home park zoning ordinance.
All right, action on this one.
Motion to approve second reading of ordinance 774.
Second.
And any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Horacek.
Yes.
Schilling.
Yes.
All right, the last one under this group is second reading of ordinance 776. This is our regulation for motorized foot scooters and personal assistant devices. And there is a change from first reading. You'll see it's marked in red. What we did was take out the requirement for helmets on the under 14 age drivers or riders, because we do not have that helmet stipulation in our bicycle ordinance. So if we're going to do that for this, we'd have to go back and look at the whole
And I think the discussion last time around is, that's kind of more of a
parental.
parent decision of whether their
Yeah.
child wears a helmet or pads or whatnot, and our biggest concern is being on the street and the safety of that. So I did remove that, so that's the one change and amendment on this.
I think that's helpful for enforcement as well.
Yes, and Alex agreed with that, our Deputy
Yeah.
Wall, and Tom said that it's not a necessary one. It was in there because we kind of wrote this after Brandon's, it was in there, but yeah, I think that could be something that could be regulated by the parent and not the city.
Want a clarification, no scooters on Main Avenue between Menth Street and Second Street.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Further up, it says that we must drive on sidewalks and cannot drive in the street. I don't know that we want, so what's your interpretation of that? Because when I read that, I think we're promoting those scooters to be ridden on the sidewalks in our central business district.
No, we don't want them anywhere, either on the sidewalk or on the street.
This is gonna restrict them completely between, Second and Menth Street.
Where's Men, I'm drawing. a-
Menth is down here.
Our shop.
Right
Where
where you
the
turn to
city
the shop,
shop
the
is,
south
the
part
second
there.
right here. So it's on the other side of South Bar, basically, and to Second.
So they would have to walk their scooter if they
Yeah,
were.
they're-
Correct.
It wouldn't be able
And
to.
technically, you can't, right now, can you ride your bikes on the sidewalks on Main Street? Technically?
I mean, we don't have anything against it in our
Okay.
ordinance.
I mean, am I the only one that's kind of trying to muddy the water here? We say that they must drive on sidewalks, and then further down, we say no scooters on Main Avenue. And so I believe that there may be some confusion if some kid is riding on the sidewalks between Main and Menth.
So do we need to?
Between Menth and Second.
So do we need to amend that and say no scooters on sidewalks or Main Avenue? Or sidewalks or street between Main Avenue and Menth?
I know what the intent is, but
Yeah.
you have to write this for a third
How do we
grade,
write
right?
that into, yeah.
Or someone in the military.
What do you think, Tom?
So you don't want them on the street because of the narrow,
Well, partially because of the narrow and how the parking is, but more, we don't want them on the sidewalk because with seniors and everything, they go flying by and
Step out of the
We're
we're
building.
gonna have a senior citizen get wiped
I
out.
mean, this, the way it's written is just the sidewalks.
Now,
Well, it encourages those individuals to drive on the sidewalks, and then it doesn't specifically exclude the sidewalks, in my opinion, when it says no scooters on Main Avenue between Menth Street and Second Street. So, okay, they're already not allowed to ride on the street, because up above it says they must drive on sidewalks. So I don't know that, as I'm interpreting this, I'm
It's an
thinking
exception to the rule.
that we need to be very clear that no scooters on the sidewalks between,
Or the street.
or the street.
Or the street. That's what we're missing.
The street part's what's missing, I think.
The street part, I think, is what's missing.
Are you looking at 7.1004?
Yeah.
Well,
It's one of the
What
bullet
I was
points.
it's
looking
a
at.
bullet point,
A
yeah.
bullet point?
Oh.
So we tell them to drive on the sidewalks, right? For drivers under
Right,
14, the
right,
first
right.
bullet point says you must drive on sidewalks and cannot drive in the street if there's an adjacent sidewalk. And then it just seems like we get really specific that no scooters on Main Avenue, not the sidewalk, specifically in that area. So we don't want them in that central business district, period.
At all.
But I think there's some clarification that we could
Yeah, I think
enhance there.
the 7.1004, like I said, is missing the street portion of it.
I think it's missing the sidewalk portion.
it says no driving on
I think you should
sidewalks.
look at- If you're
Right.
looking at the ordinance versus the bullets, the ordinance is better than the
Okay,
bullets.
I'm getting hung up on the bullets.
Yeah,
Okay.
Go to
So
the
I need to
ordinance.
scroll down to the ordinance then.
Yeah, because each section, this section 7.1002 is talking about, if you're under 14 regularly, well, 7.1004 is applying to everybody with scooters. And I agree with you, I think it's missing the street
I
portion
do
of it.
too, yeah.
Sure. It should say no driving on sidewalks or
Or
street
street.
Between.
on Main
Yeah.
Avenue from Menth.
So,
The
Does it
second.
just need to say,
Scooters are banned from.
well, or just say that they may walk
But they
their,
don't, I said, you want
Oh,
them
they
to
can
walk
walk.
it.
That
You don't
they
want
can
to
walk
ban
their
them 'cause
scooter.
nobody
so
does.
I had a constituent a couple weeks ago send me, they were in some small community, and I thought it was a relatively good idea, where they had a picture on the sidewalks, like down the Main Avenue, and it was a picture of, like, hey, no bikes, no scooters, whatever. It was just I don't know how big it would be. And I thought that was good because, we have a business on Main Street, and I know that a few of my employees have, and it's not, I was just talking to Travis. I was on my way here driving, there's a kid on a bike and a kid on a scooter. Guess which one almost ran across the road? the kid on the bike, believe it or not. So I'm.
He yelled, "I'll give us tribute."
Yeah. I mean, I just, you know, I agree with Travis that there's definitely a discrepancy here, because if we don't want them on Main Street, then just no scooters on a sidewalk or street, it's simple.
Right.
Let's put that language in there. I'm probably still a no vote on this, just because I look at our law enforcement, we've had one incident that we're aware of, and I am cautious about overburdening, and I know that this kind of gives it clause, but I'm not gonna go on a tangent on it, because I know I'm probably the odd one out, but I see what Travis is saying, is that if we don't want them on Main Street between Second and Ment, then we have to have sidewalks or street. And I think in addition, if we're gonna have this as a law or as an ordinance, then I think whether it's a sign somewhere or these little sidewalk stamps so kids actually know, versus them just, hey, we've been doing this the whole summer, and all of a sudden they get pulled over by a cop, like, that also, like, all of a sudden there's this law change and they have no idea. So if we do decide to pass this or change this and pass it, I do think some form of communication to the public is gonna be helpful, because I really don't want a bunch of kids just getting pulled over,
So.
because this, you know what I mean?
So Viborg passed a scooter ordinance, electric scooter, having the same issues we already have. He had sent me, they did like kind of a poster, it had some nice pictures on it, some bold lettering, you know, it caught on a lot of words or whatever. But basically, they, at the beginning of the school year, the city prints them out, takes them to school, asks them to pass it out to every
a good idea.
child in the grade. And I like that idea too. I think, you know, if we get something in place, we can have some nice pictures and bullets. So then they do know there are some regulations in place and whatnot.
Okay, let's circle back. What can we do on this 7.1004?
Does it make more sense in the ordinance, Travis, if we add the word streets?
No driving on sidewalks or street
Yeah.
on Main Avenue from Ment to Second. Can we add that as a second and still pass it tonight?
Yep, that's fine.
I think that's a
Okay.
good reminder. Yeah.
That's the easiest fix.
Okay,
I make a motion, do I have to include the change in the motion?
Yeah.
I would.
Okay. Make a motion to amend section 7.1004 of ordinance number 776 to say no driving on sidewalks or street on Main Avenue
from,
from Ment Street to Second Street.
got it.
Second.
And a motion to,
Well, there's one.
we gotta do one and then approve it?
I think you just approve
I think
the
we approve
ordinance
it with this amendment.
Okay.
with that modification.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would like to approve the second reading of ordinance 776 with the modification I just described.
I'll still second it. Thanks for doing the hard work, Cindy.
You're consistent.
Man, I appreciate it.
I got the verb in the wrong
Really-
place.
Really hauled the mail on
No,
that.
that's good. All right, any more discussion on this?
You know, I'm gonna vote yes on this because sheriff wants it. I thought this might be too big of a problem for the sheriff, but, and I agreed with Sean on that. But since he wants it, or the department wants it,
Correct.
that's why I'm.
The public has really been
The public
engaged
wants
in
it,
this.
actually.
We've
I haven't heard
gotten a lot of
anybody tell
comments.
me that they want
You
it.
didn't have to go get
But the sheriff
signatures.
did.
I've
I'm
had
not debating. it, I'm
public
just saying-
comments to my office that with concerns of the scooters and want us to do something, especially after the
Yeah.
last incident. So there has been some that's come through City Hall.
And I know there's only been one incident, but
A lot of
one
those
incident is still too many. I mean, if it were my child and it was one incident, I would be all for this.
All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Horacek.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
No.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson. Gee,
Yes.
that's, I get my head straight. All right. So we got that? Got that with the corrections?
We stumbled through it, but I think you guys
We
got
got
it.
it.
Thank you, Cindy, for doing the heavy lifting there. All right, we'll move down to reports. First one up is the fire department. Chief Todd Lowe has submitted his report. It's in your packet. Nothing kind of jumped out at me when I read through it.
They have Public Safety Day this Saturday.
This Saturday, yes.
From
10:30 to 12:30?
good event, get kids out to it.
Isn't that what it is, Craig, or is it 10 to 12:30? You're supposed to know. Come on, just throw a number out.
When Craig looks at you and
Just
laughs,
as
it's a one.
You're gonna be gone?
9 to 1.
9 to 1?
No, I don't. Go on, Hartford Happenings, you'll find it.
I'm looking right now.
I think it's 10:30 to 12:30, but I'm not.
I don't know, I think I'm supposed to help, so I should probably find out. What's the smoke detector install? Do you actually go over and put them in?
Yeah, we've done that in the past.
Yeah.
We went around and installed smoke detectors, but if we had somebody that would call the fire department and ask them if they would install smoke alarms for them, they would go to it, so.
10 to 12:30.
Then
Their batteries.
that's what I was thinking,
We were
but I
so
wasn't
close.
sure.
Yeah, I was tempted to shoot one out the wall on a Thanksgiving, so.
Yeah, they're battery smokes because they're not licensed electricians.
Anyway, it's a
All
great
right.
event. We've gone several years.
All right. If there's nothing else on that, we'll move down to building inspector code enforcement report from Kyle. He's got pages of information in the packet.
All of his reports are in the packet. Any questions on those?
Looks like we got a few things going on, huh?
So when the status of the building inspection says expired, is that the building permit, or do you do something to close that out, or it's just done?
Typically, Paul or I will reach out to the property owner if they don't hear anything, or if they say, no, we decided not to move forward. And permits are good for a year, so after then.
Just curious.
If they do want to still move forward, though, we make them get another permit, yeah.
Okay, that's building permit. Anything on code enforcement that we need to know?
I got a couple updates on 2 properties in town. So the North Oaks development, I don't know if you know, so every year in May, I usually send out annual developer letters just to remind all the developments in town to keep the developments mowed. And with North Oaks, I've sent a couple courtesy notices and then I fined them. And as of today, the city went out and mowed it.
Started mowing it.
Started mowing it.
It's a big area.
Yeah.
It'll take some time.
So if you have any questions on that, I can answer those.
What do you anticipate for hours on that, Craig?
It'll probably be all of 5 hours.
Okay.
At $2.50 an hour. We're probably cheaper than whoever they had hired to do it, so that's probably why they went that route.
Probably.
And we need upper calls, because we don't want to be
For
mowers.
like a residential,
Right.
it's pretty steep.
Yeah.
Right.
But for like a big thing like
Area
that,
like that, right.
We could just use a smaller mower.
Yeah.
Like I said, a good kill, push a mower, yeah.
Overlap a little
It
bit.
takes more on.
I have to ask a question. Out by Blue Tide, they have like a fence around a patch of weeds. What's going on out
That's
there?
their gas tanks.
So that's where they got their gas tanks. I asked them to knock those down.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Yeah, they did some. I don't know if they're done yet. Of course, they are. I can follow up on them.
It's not a weed plot.
I'm like, is that a wildflower plot? And sunflowers coming out of there?
Any luck with the post office?
Yeah, that was another update. So I sent those, about 6 businesses along 38 there that had tall weeds and cattails in the ditch. All of them either complied or they're in progress of getting them removed, except for the post office. Currently, I sent them a fine on 8/11, and they got till the 25th before I put in a work order to have the city do it.
That's next month. Next week from today. Yeah, 25th, yeah.
Is that property owner still like in Vermillion or Yankton?
Sioux Falls or?
Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
Federal government?
No. It's a
So they
lease.
leased the property from
Oh.
a
Yeah.
private owner of the
It's
land.
a built lease.
I was looking forward to suing the federal government there for a minute.
I don't think we're gonna go down that road, but that's a great idea. All right. Any questions for Kyle or anything else you need us to know? All right. Thank you. We'll keep plowing forward. Most exciting part of the evening, city engineer report. Michael?
Good evening, everyone. General engineering update, a couple of things we're going to touch on later in the agenda, so we'll postpone those to then. On the project update, the water resource recovery facility contractor continues to push on the punch list and warranty items. There has been some movement, sounds like the Rice Lake has been holding some retainers on some of the subs to push some things along. So there's been some movement there. On the Mickelson Road shared use path, have gotten decisions from those adjacent property owners, so we're going to proceed with the plan as presented, so within the right-of-way. So we'll get restarted on that one, preparing a revised schedule this week, and then we'll get that one moved along.
You think we can do that yet this fall?
We'll have the plans complete this fall, yes. Construction is not going to start until this spring.
Killing me.
Lots of questions about that
Yep.
as I was visiting homes.
Yep.
Yes, there should be.
Yep. So that was straight from the DOT though. That was nothing that, the city or ISG could really modify. So it's just some of the funding that they received, there's some extended timelines for review and all of that.
Free money is not free.
On Kelly Avenue, the trial street ended earlier this week. It sounds like we're planning a meeting for September to regroup with those residents. So we'll look for feedback at that meeting. And then lastly, on the Root Lane and Diamond Trail intersection reconstruction, we did have that project bid last week. It is, award recommendation is provided in your packet, but wanted to pause and answer any questions that the council had on any of the engineering updates.
I see that you wrote that blacktop paving has been a good contractor for the area in the north.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because it's such a small amount between D and G concrete construction, I just wanted to know if there was a difference in our relationship with each one of those companies.
Well, and for codified law, you do have to take the
Lowest
qualified
qualified
bidder.
bidder.
Yes.
Lowest qualified bidder.
Not the best service.
Unless they're a contractor that's not in good standing for
Correct.
some reason or other, we do have to take the lowest bid.
Yeah. If they've done
For the
something
taxpayers.
that gets them into trouble with us, then you can make that
Yeah,
decision.
if they're not in
Correct?
good standing,
Right.
there's some reasons, but it's.
And I don't know if you looked at the numbers, but it was what? It was
It was a great number.
It was really close. 100 and some bucks.
142 bucks.
That, I mean, on a $300 and some $1,000 job to be 100 and some bucks, that's
crazy.
That's cutting it right to the wire.
If there are no questions, we can move right into action items.
Anybody got any questions for Michael before we address his items that are up for discussion here? Okay?
Okay. So as noted, Root and Diamond intersection bid last week, Blacktop, apologies, was the low bidder at $322,635.95. That is about $67,000 less than our estimate, so it was a very competitive bid environment, and we do recommend award to Blacktop Paving.
All right. Do we have action from the council regarding this bid?
I'll make a motion to approve the low bid of $322,635.95 from Blacktop Paving.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Parachek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
All right, what do you got next?
The next, there's been a lot of discussion on some stormwater management facility acceptance on new and existing basins moving forward. There's been a fair amount of discussion at council to help call it accelerate that timeline and keep council meetings efficient. We're recommending that a committee or subcommittee of council members, staff are formed just so that we can bounce ideas off of without having to wait for the bi-weekly council cadence. So then once call it the subcommittee we can discuss those proposed changes with them, get buy-in from that group, then we can bring those recommendations to the full council for board acceptance.
All right, I'm prepared to make recommendation to the council. At this time, I'd like to have Travis Keel and Cindy Mattson set on that subcommittee for the stormwater detention ponds.
It is I. Good luck, Michael. I'm fine with that.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And as we are doing with the sidewalk committee, I would ask that they would be paid for these additional extra meetings at our standard fee. So I would like, if possible, a motion from council to make that happen.
I'll make a motion that the meeting of this committee, the landscape committee for the wastewater treatment plant.
Landscape?
No, this is the detention pond.
Retention fund.
Detention pond. All right.
You scroll down, you scroll too far.
Well, what's going on there?
Are we doing a landscape committee too?
We might be distracted.
What's going on down there?
That Travis and Cindy would get paid as a special meeting for the retention pond committee
Yeah.
meetings.
All right. Is that covered? Does that give you enough information to make the motion?
Yeah, second.
Anyway, second. And we have a second from Michelle. All right, any discussion? Thank you two for voluntolding. We'll vote. Michelle,
Yes.
Daryl,
Yes.
Travis,
Abstain.
Sean.
Yes. You don't have to abstain from that.
I was gonna say.
You can't abstain from that.
I don't have to?
No, because yeah.
So then say yes.
I'll say yes.
Okay, Sean.
Because if she abstained from it, then it wouldn't pass.
He said yes.
I know.
Sean said yes,
Yes.
Cindy
I said
yes.
yes.
would.
Yes.
Keith, yes. Okay.
No, but you can't abstain from that.
And I wanted to throw you off by going first names one time.
You did.
Did that throw you off? Okay.
That's, yeah.
I was after that. I was really trying to throw you guys off a little bit.
So I could have voted no.
You could have, yes. You could have voted no, yeah.
All right, what do you got next, sir?
The last is the revised landscaping plan for the treatment building at the water treatment facility. Following council direction at the last meeting, our landscape architects have revised that plan and provided the cost estimate for the revised plan, just based on some of that recent bid data we've had. And there were a couple of site changes from the past plan, so with the main goal to screen the facilities and keeping it below that budgetary number. I believe in your packet, we looked at the original scope of what we estimated that would cost, and then taking out all of like the seeding and landscaping, all of that, and it was still over the 25,000. So they looked at this revised plan to attain those goals while keeping it within the allocated budget amount.
Because this really just does the building.
Yeah,
And then
the
you-
very original plan was kind of
Right, the
out,
north and west
a lot
sides.
more of the outside,
Yeah.
outer limits, and this really kind of just screens the building, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get it.
52 of 82.
Yeah.
So the number's 23,490, is that correct?
That is our estimate. That is not a quote from a contractor, but we just wanted to provide this plan for buying.
If you're good, see if you're good with the plan.
So, and then Rice Lake would go out with this.
Gotcha.
With this plan.
So you're just looking
to
for an
finalize.
approval of the plan to go forward
Yes.
and
To
get
ensure this
bids?
aligns with
Okay?
your intentions.
Gotcha.
That's really a question for Craig. I mean, as far as
You all right with this, Craig?
there's.
Since you didn't get it, they must not have wanted you to see it.
He's got it right.
There's
I found it now.
He's got it.
I just want to make sure we got room to work on that generator
Yeah.
or get it removed, or
Yeah.
something like that if we need to. That's the biggest thing for
And we
us.
can,
Yep.
ship some of those trees
Yeah.
to the north, so you can get a truck back there if needed.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that the landscape architect noted is.
Right.
Otherwise, yep.
Evergreens are great. It grows.
I got two great big ones if you want to move them.
Now, do you think that you keep this, I mean, it's not gonna create an issue where the snow will roll up over those evergreens and basically create an issue with the generator, right? It should, in theory, keep that snow north of the generator, should create a little blowhole where the generator actually will have less snow around it, would you say?
Sure.
Yeah, it should screen it, stops them not blowing, you know, there's,
Depends on which way the wind's blowing and how much snow.
it's a wide open area, but.
It is a wide open area out there, yeah.
So-
I can see next year where we have to plant another row to the north of that, but,
We can keep doing that.
yeah.
Just make a shelter belt, as they call it, in South Dakota.
You got a couple trees you want to donate?
I got a couple of great big trees if they want to move them.
But I think this looks great.
The hooch. All right, action on this one.
Make a motion to approve the landscaping plan and quote of $23,490 from ISG for the wastewater plant. Is that really correct? Is that your quote?
Well,
It's our opinion of
Estimate.
probable cost.
Yeah.
So it's not a quote from a contractor, it is.
It's basically,
You approved up to $25,000.
It's similar to the capital
So if you guys
plans.
approve the plan,
Yep, approve the landscaping
Within the-
plan,
Yeah,
up to $25,000.
yeah, not to exceed.
perfect.
Perfect.
So-
All right, we got a second on that.
Work that way.
So
All right.
if it exceeds that, the ISG isn't going to send their team out and do it for 23,490.
You're not gonna go dig holes.
I hope not.
See how it goes, Mike.
All right, any
Be out for the
discussion?
weekend.
I think you prefer to have a landscape architect do that.
This would be a nice step.
Hearing none, we'll vote.
Did we?
Carlson.
That was the second.
Mattson.
Sorry.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Horace.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
All right, what else you got?
That is all I have.
I heard a rumor that you possibly got engaged.
That's correct, yes.
Oh, man, that look on his face.
How about that? Hey, you don't think I find stuff out? I find stuff out. I'm just telling you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And this is the young lady from Vaughan that I've met?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. So, I know, that's fine.
Yes,
Yeah.
same one.
I've met her, but that's been a while ago. That's been a while ago. That's why I'm just confirming. Yeah. Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you.
Can we send them a letter?
You know,
Who, me?
No, all of us will send them a letter
Yeah.
on behalf of the city.
All right. Thank you for your report and all your work on that stuff. All right. I didn't mean to spring that on you, but I thought I would. I kind of put that one in my back pocket. I kind of put that one in my back
It
pocket.
takes a lot to get, really,
Get him
get
to-
Michael to show emotion.
His face turned red kind of quick. So now you'll have to show her the video that we were
I'm
picking.
sure she's watching.
She's probably watching right now. If your phone starts ringing, we'll know.
Well, he's convinced her that he's an internet celebrity, so of course she's watching.
All right, let's move down to Public Works report. Craig, what do you got for
Just
us?
a couple updates in the parks. Janko, though, should be done painting the pickleball court either Friday or Monday, depending on what the storm does tonight or tomorrow morning. And then we'll get in there within a couple days and get the fence up, and those courts will be open to play on. Bike trail, highway improvements was there today and resealed a bunch of the joints on the bike trail, filled in some that were settled, so we'll take a look at that and see how it turned out. Sports complex, we do have the supports for the scoreboards. We picked those up today, so we will be putting those up. Probably next week we'll be hopefully getting on those, if not this end of this week. Then also, the leveling of dirt for the playground equipment, we should be done with that tomorrow morning. We'll start laying that out to make sure it's gonna fit where we got it, and if we need to add a little bit more, we'll add a little more dirt in there. And then concrete for the shed, we're hoping to do that on Thursday. And that's all I got for updates.
I know you got one action item on here. Any questions for Craig on his report before we move to his request here?
Just a comment, the flag poles up at the wastewater treatment facility, looks great. The light, we just want to make sure it's not finding its way all the way to I-90. For whatever reason, when I drove, I noticed those things, strangely. For whatever reason, when I drove by, must have been eastbound, I was westbound, and just happened to look. And I just want to make sure it's not affecting traffic.
I haven't had any complaints, and usually DOT will let us know.
Sure.
We thought we had it angled up enough.
Okay.
Yeah, just an
I
observation.
Yeah.
haven't, usually DOT, like on the billboards, if we had one that they'll call us right away and let us know.
Check.
Sure.
Haven't heard anything, but,
Yeah,
We
it's
looked at it,
pretty,
it looked
it's
like-
pretty small light, but it's bright.
yeah.
And so I don't know if it might take a little shutter maybe on that one side to really make sure that light gets kicked up there, but
We can address
just
it.
just an observation.
Like I said, I haven't had any complaints. We looked at it pretty close when we put it up just to make sure it looked like it's gonna be above the traffic lights.
And while I was out observing lights, I noticed the new solar lights on the Welcome to Hartford sign. And just two of them just are have a little less energy than the other two. So like 10:30, all four of them will be on. 11, only two of them are on. I don't know what's going on there. The two, if you're looking at it, two to the right, stay on longer than the,
Two to the left, that's true.
Maybe I get more sun.
well, it's the same solar panel.
Well, there's 6 solar panels there on that.
They're on the same
thing.
side.
Right,
They're all
on the
facing-
backside, that looks like, right, on the
I
west
can,
side.
I can go through the adjustment, just make sure things set the same.
Is that right? Yeah.
Those 6 solar panels don't feed one bank, they're like separate
There's
banks.
2 banks in there, yeah.
Oh,
So
sure. So
there's
one bank.
2 batteries,
Yep.
2 cabinets, then you got 3 solar panels for one, 3 solar panels for the other one. Each one takes care of 2 lights.
I will say though, when they're shining, it really does look good.
I
Must have been from our lady.
have to parallel them all together.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
How did you know that at 10:30 it was this time and then 11?
Because he comes,
You sit out there?
he goes to Sioux Falls every
Because I
day.
come home, I come back to Hartford way too late, way too often.
He
Oh,
comes, he
okay.
comes home from work at either 10:30 or 11.
Okay.
That's what he tells us.
Have you ever tried the Crooks Road? Because the interstate's not good, Highway 38.
There's another option.
Western Avenue.
Well, then you gotta go by that new Smithfield. You don't wanna do that.
We'll take a look at it, see if there's something on the adjustment.
Sounds good.
All right, anything else for Craig? If not, he's got a request in here. Him and Jesse would like to attend the South Dakota Water and Wastewater Association Annual Conference, which is being held this year in Aberdeen, it looks like.
Yep.
16th through the 18th of September. I know that's always, you get some continuing ed for that, don't you?
Yep,
Yeah.
there's that, and then also on the 15th at 2 o'clock, I have a Board of Operators meeting for the state.
Why would we not send our wastewater guy there?
Oh, that's,
He's going to be going the following week to,
Another one?
Kansas to
Kansas.
that
Oh.
Aramod training.
he's
Oh,
going to
that's
that.
right.
yeah,
Okay.
and we'll be throughout the year, we'll be sending different people to different classes to
Sure.
keep up on their own,
Okay.
so.
All right.
Motion to approve Wagner and O'Kane's attendance at the SDWWA conference.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Project.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right, anything else, Craig?
Thank you, that's all I got.
All right.
Shoot, huh? You gonna bring your shotgun out there?
He plays golf usually.
I don't have my shotguns.
All right, let's move down to,
Not a city vehicle, you can't.
let's move down to Karen's report. Finance Officer's report. Karen, what do you got for us?
Yeah, my report's in the packet. The only thing I wanted to add is I got no other petitions in today besides the 4 of you that have already filed, so there won't be an election. You all slide right back in.
Congratulations.
We're always saving the taxpayers' money, aren't we?
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I get Karen really happy.
So, other than that, unless you have questions on my report, I just have one action item. Our CD is up for renewal.
Okay, go ahead and give us that explanation.
Okay. Our current CD was a 5-month CD with Reliabank. We earned about $1,400 interest over the last 5 months, so the balance of that is just over $94,000. Checking the rates at both banks, Reliabank is the most competitive, and actually their 16-month is better than their 5-month, which usually it's the reverse. So their 16-month is 3.76% interest. So Trace and I talked, and keeping a deposit account, checking account at about $20,000. So we have about little over, almost $1,300 that we could add in addition to the maturity value of the current CD, roll that into a new CD. So what we're recommended is the 16-month with Reliabank, the 95, 451, 12.
Okay. Enough, any action from the council on that one?
Motion to approve the renewal with the terms presented and the amount noted, and the 16-month term at Rely Bank.
And we also need in the minutes the authorized signers on the CD. In the past, it's been Teresa and I usually, so can you make that part of your motion?
And just add that.
And the authorized signers for this will be Teresa and Karen.
Second.
Any discussion? Good work, we want to make money every time we can. If not, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Gale?
Yes.
Project?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
You got anything else, Karen?
Nope, that was it.
All right, thank you. Teresa, let's move down to your report.
I just have just a couple of quick little updates. As Michael pointed out, we are done with our trial run on Kelly Avenue, so we indicated to those homeowners that we will have a follow-up meeting with them to get their input, good, bad, whatever, with it. I kind of suggested, we have, at our second meeting in September, we talked about a little bit of possibly having a meeting prior to our council meeting on that second meeting, so it'd be the 18th of September, to meet with them for like an hour or so, and then we would move into, for a special meeting, and then we move into our regular council meeting. So Keith mentioned he can't make it, he won't be here at all that date. I don't know if it works for the rest of you, or if we should look at something else.
September
18.
It'd be the 18th of September, and that's our second meeting for the month.
15.
Or 15th, is that, sorry.
So what you got in there?
Oh, yeah, it is 15, sorry. I'm trying to go off memory, and obviously that's not working.
It's a 50.
It'd be the 15th, yeah, September 15th. Figure if we could meet with them like at 5:30 to 6:30, and then we can roll into our...
It's kind of a special day in the Jones house.
It is, it's the Joneses' anniversary.
Oh, no.
That's right.
That's right. We had council on my anniversary, nobody cared.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did, Karen.
Oh wait, it was my birthday, never mind.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Do you need any action for that, or you just want to send them
Well,
off?
it would just be, if that is a consensus of council, because then we would get some follow-up letters out to the residents,
Yep.
so they can, plan their...
Do we have to have a quorum for that part of it?
Well, we don't have
Just
to have,
curious.
I mean, if, we would
I'm
call a
available.
special meeting if we do have a quorum.
Right.
If we don't have a quorum, just depends on how many people want to kind of interact with the residents and, get their input.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I can be here too.
I should be available.
I'm good.
Posted the first meeting.
Yep, that's, yeah,
Okay.
I should be available.
Let's plan, are everybody all right? Let's plan on that.
And then we'll just plan on a special meeting, because it sounds like
Yep.
everybody but Keith.
I should be there, yeah.
Yep. Let's plan on making a special meeting at 5:30.
We
Then
will
we'll do
go
our
with
regular
that
meeting
and-
afterwards.
And have that discussion and then move on from there, so, okay, perfect. And then just kind of want to point out, I noted to you guys previously in one of my updates, my email updates, but the mayor and I are going to meet with Michelle and Daryl on the 25th to kind of continue that, start that sidewalk discussion again and look at possible things we can do to get some sidewalk maintenance in place, fillers, and kind of keep that going. So we'll have a meeting that day. Having my report too, we got back our ISO audit, and basically that is when they came in, they actually came in last fall, kind of went over, looked to see what the city does as far as like building codes, what codes we've adopted, what we do for inspections, what regulations we put in place. Basically, they would like to see that very strong department in that end, because obviously the safer structures we build, that's better as far as insurance ratings or whatnot, they're better structures or whatnot. Ultimately, the ISO rating we get is incorporated by insurance companies to kind of help bring down insurance premiums for our community, whatnot. So they do this about every 3 years. Like I said, we had the audit. Took them a while to kind of get the report back, but we got it back this last week. We actually got a better ranking than what we previously had, so that's a good. We went down 2 points from what our previous ranking was, which was very good. It's a 1 to 10 score, and the lower the score, the better for you. Basically, only the larger cities like Sioux Falls or Rapid City that have a whole department dedicated to that get the 1. So I think our rankings are very good. And like I said, we've come down 2 points from previously. So that shows that we're implementing a lot of good stuff as far as our regulations.
Class 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we between on the 1 to 10 scale though?
Yeah, so the last audit, the city's ranking went from a class 4 residential and a class 3 commercial, and then we went down 2 points on both of them. So basically, we
1 for
went down
commercial, 2 for residential.
6 and 5, and we went down to, sorry,
Oh,
4
gotcha.
to 3, yeah. Sorry, I read that wrong.
That's
yeah.
so good. Yep.
So we went down 2 points on both, so sounds good. So our billing inspectors are doing a good job.
Kyle did a great job for calling Paul.
You guys are doing a
Yep.
good job.
That's
Your
great, but get
regulations
us down
in
to a
place.
1 and then,
Yeah.
and then you'll get your Christmas bonus.
And then just a little update on our cybersecurity. Like I said, we have, kind of that checklist of things we need to implement. I am actually meeting with our IT representative tomorrow morning, and we're going to go over the firewall needed and different stuff so we can get that implemented and get our grant.
Question on that, because A&B does my IT stuff, and I've gotten to know the group over there. Craig and I chatted a little bit last night. I want to make sure, and maybe I'm a little bit crazy, but, our neighbors, our friends to the north up in Minnesota, they're, I don't know if their wastewater or whatever was hit. Well, they're north, north and east, not just north. But, their wastewater, what was it, Craig?
Their water systems got hacked.
Yeah, their water systems got hacked, and, there's just
And
a lot
that's one
of.
of the things he's reviewing. When he comes out
Right.
here, we're going out to the plant to
Yeah,
make sure
like,
got
are we secured
enough
out there is the question.
firewall, and we got all the security we need.
Who's
out there.
coming from A&B tomorrow?
Ross.
Ross is
For the
coming?
head of the department, yeah.
But
What-
he didn't do that. I mean, Dakota Wesleyan did all the.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Or Dakota
They did
State did all
They did
the
our audit,
assessment.
they did our audit, but A&B does, the.
Will help us with the
The
hardware,
IT.
right?
We'll help
Carry for our
implement
city.
getting the firewall in place and the correct software and, the different things needed to upgrade to our highest level.
It's
To
never
address
ending.
what, our audit,
Really is.
recommended.
It's never ending.
Yeah. So, yeah, that is part of why he's physically coming out.
What time is he coming out tomorrow?
10 o'clock, I believe.
Okay.
10:30, yeah.
So it says we can utilize the Secure SD grant fund, so is that like a reimbursement?
Yes, yes.
If you buy stuff there.
Actually, it's not even the reimbursement. The way I think it works is that A&B will see, what we all need, provide us a quote. I send that to Secure SD, and I think they pay A&B directly.
Oh, sure.
Is the way I understand it. So nothing really passes through the city.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah,
That's great.
that's what I believe it should work. So, yeah, like I said, they're coming out and looking here, and we are going to the wastewater plant too, to make sure everything's in place that we
Yeah.
need out there too.
Awesome. All right, anything else?
Nope, that's all. I
Any
have.
other questions for Teresa? All right, we'll move down to old business. We talked about this kind of at length last night, our capital improvement plan, but it is in here because we technically always approve it this time, right around budget time, correct?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at it for budget, but we postponed it from last meeting to this
Right.
meeting. So, but yeah, we talked about pretty much, especially the 2027 projects, at last night's budget meeting, but we do have the whole 5-year there kind of laid out, and so, like I said, every year we review this, we adjust it, if there's different needs that pop up, or if projects fall off, or, if we need to, one comes to the forefront sooner than we think, it's always adjusted every year. We do review it just to make sure we're staying on top of it and looking at it. There are a few things that we have added that we thought of that we just need to kind of keep on the radar, obviously. So I kind of noted that, and currently this is our 5-year CIP though, like I said.
Can you talk about the utility extensions and the 464th Street improvements? Just like timing of those and why?
Certainly. So with the Second Street East Utility Extension, right, number 5? Is that one of them?
Yeah.
So the Windsor Group, I believe, is planning to approve Second Street as part of their TIF, just within the bounds of their property. But with the 38 North, further to the east, They do have another access that kind of goes up to Second Street on the gravel there. Intent with that is to provide a water main loop. Currently, there's a pretty decent sized loop, and there has been for a few years now, and it's kind of behind the scenes caused us a little bit of stress, just something should happen to that. So we want to stay ahead of that for that development, to provide that second source of water service for that development. 'Cause that's about 160, 150 acres there.
That's the jam.
The jam should be north, yep. And then as far as the other one, Cindy, you had said was 464?
464.
Yeah.
So that's from, intent of that is from about the dog park, east of the dog park, south to Mickelson Road across the creek. And timing of that really is likely driven by the future school expansion along Mickelson Road, just so as, you know, folks come from the north, they're not routing all the way over, you know, to Mickelson where it meets 38 and then coming back to the west or driving on Railroad, just to provide almost a more direct route for that project. At this time, you know, the water main loop that is included with that isn't necessarily critical, but it's something we would add just for redundancy in the city system.
Are we concerned with all those homes going in there, with the amount of water going in? I mean, is it water pressure? Would it affect the water pressure on those?
No, with the water model
I mean, like
that we did,
development, you know?
yeah, so, yeah, we had looked at that within the water model, kind of a worst case that they were on a single service, and then kind of looking at the future when they would be looped in. And the pressures were really similar. It's more so if, you know, at the, call it southwest corner of that development, along just east of Quick Start, you know, if something were to happen to the water main there, you know, however many homes have been built and are lived in within that whole development would be without water if that loop was not in place. So that would cause a significant disruption to those homeowners.
So obviously, we can find a workaround. It
So
wouldn't
we'd
be,
like
it wouldn't be
to-
a permanent. There could be a temporary solution if that water main were damaged to that.
It'd be
So
right,
right now, that, we try to keep, you know, like less than 20, 30 homes that would get shut down at a time.
Yeah.
If there'd be something would happen over even by Turtle Creek there,
Mhm.
the last loop is up there by Shamrock.
Mhm.
So everybody from Shamrock that way
East.
is on one line.
Oh, yeah, yep.
So this would make that loop, so if you had a break somewhere, you could isolate with their valves and just have a few people off.
second direction.
Yep.
We try to make the developers on their developments within like 30 homes have that other loop around there.
Sure.
Right.
So this is where we're
Is
trying to get
that a
this.
big demand you're expecting then from there? I mean, will it drop the overall water pressure or no?
Your water pressure won't, I mean, the mains are oversized accordingly to handle the volume of water.
Right.
Your pressure, since we got the volume going through, your pressure will just depend on basically the elevation according to the water tower.
The loop is for redundancy, not pressure, right?
It's for,
Fair statement?
yeah, for flow, fire flows, all that stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
There's other water quality aspects as well,
Yeah.
but primarily if something were to happen where that water had to be shut off,
Yes. You could bypass it to a
you
different.
could feed it from the other direction.
The other direction, got
And
it.
once we get the loops in, everything's opened up, so water can travel any which way.
Sure, right. It isn't like you have that loop shut off. It
Yep.
doesn't sit there dead.
Yep, it just-
I mean, that's the best way for it to not work when you need it.
Yep, so everything's
They're
open.
pretty high up there in the elevation, as far as concerning the, I mean, that's,
Yeah, I believe the tower is still higher yet,
Yeah,
so as far as water pressure there.
I think they'll be in pretty good shape, yeah, because it actually,
what this, if we put the second water tower where it is, won't it have people low though?
the second tower would still be at about the same, wouldn't be at the same elevation unless we go into different zones, which we didn't see a need for that because of the elevation of the tower right now. Actually, the more you head east, unless you get up on top of one of the hills, everything down below, like Turtle Creek and all that's gonna have a higher pressure because they're actually getting lower down, so. For every 2.2 roughly feet, you gain 1 PSI, so.
A little bit of trivia there for you.
I know, just going through this, what anticipated pool upgrades are in mind?
Or pool.
Well, that's the
So-
question, right? Because I've never heard of a $6 million pool upgrades. I've heard of potentially for a new pool, so just.
And that may be
That-
nomenclature thing, but that was based on a similar scope scale as what Canton recently installed based on the bids
Okay.
they received. So, Really, not much else has been done besides that, so if that changes, then that number will certainly need to shift.
Okay.
There's no set design or whatnot, I mean, so obviously the dollar amount will shift, you know, as we get
It
closer
should
to
go
design
down, right? Because it's
something.
been going up so much, it's gotta go down eventually,
I don't
right?
know.
What goes up must come down.
But we want a
eventually.
placeholder there and, you know, kind of idea of what this could cost, yeah.
Well, I think in my mind, when I look
That's a
at
great idea. but yeah.
like that 11, 12, 13,
Yeah, that's-
we've got the pool kind of targeted for 2030 in TBD on the community center and city hall. I just wonder if we shouldn't spend some time, I don't think it has to be updated this year, but like what actual order are we thinking there? And what do we think the community, you know, are they more interested in the pool or the community center? I mean, it would be good to gather some intel. We know we want both. But,
So maybe what's the priority?
because I think letting those big projects all sit out there, it seems like we should be able to move something up. Doesn't it?
And the pool's probably gonna depend a lot on, do we get more future leagues, you know, how long it holds up too. So it could be shifted one way or the other, yeah.
Was it closed as of today?
Last Friday.
Friday, okay.
Saddest day of the summer.
I just, yeah, I mean, we have that year out there sitting at 13 million and 3 TBD items. Like, it seems like we should get a little more proactive maybe and start moving something up. Like we talked about, we have reserves.
Could turn Duncan loose to find a sponsorship for that pool.
Well, I think that there's, I mean, it sounds funny, but I think that, you know, look at what he did with selling banners.
Or
I mean,
start some type of a campaign if we're willing to match it at a certain point in time.
yeah.
Yep, I think we can leave that for a couple months. That's a great idea.
Item 6 there, the trailer extension, that, in my opinion, is probably enough to get the trail done, but that is a really dark area. And I would encourage any further planning in there to have an alternate or an option on lighting.
We did submit that with this last
We
grant,
did.
because we knew there'd be no
lighting in there.
light and all that, so with the grant, we did submit
Okay,
So
lighting.
cool.
I know
That's great.
you're probably comparing it to the Mickelson Road trail cost, right?
Yeah.
So that one's planned to be concrete, whereas this one, based on your input, Craig, since it's not along the road, it's asphalt, so it's a little less spendy.
Sure.
But we had included some
Lighting.
along that path. Yep.
Solar lighting or something like that, something easy.
Yes.
Hardware, or are we looking at solar?
No, I think
The last one we had looked at was solar, but that's, we were
The
gonna,
bane of Craig's existence.
You get what you pay for.
No monthly
You hate
utility
the planet
costs.
then.
Anything else on CIP?
No, other than, like, I mean, I don't want to just like show up and have it look the same next year at some point. I don't know that I think we need to change anything for right away, but I do think
maybe
nice to
we
get
take
it
a look
dialed
at
in a
this
bit.
next spring or whatnot, kind of before the
Something.
season starts or what, and we can do that. We'd like to have it updated before budget, but we can look at it earlier too, and then revisit it again right before budget. I mean, no saying we can't look at it a couple times.
I mean, it's coming up fast.
Quick question, if you apply for a grant, typically like a federal grant, how long can you hold on to that grant before you actually utilize those dollars? How long is that?
It's usually 3 years.
Okay,
It's-
I was just thinking of the water tower
The
project.
time frame that you have
Yeah,
to use.
because I know that's coming down the pipeline, that's a big project, but.
All right, if there's no major changes, I'd entertain a motion to approve this as presented for the 2027 budget year to have this included.
Make a motion to approve the updated CIP.
Second.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Project.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Anything else? I don't think we need to go into exec for anything.
Can we
that I'm
go
aware.
into personnel?
What's that?
Can we go into personnel? Talk about hiring something?
Motion to
I'm
move.
sorry.
Motion to move to executive session for personnel.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks for joining, Meg.
Thanks for this, Travis.
You're welcome.
Okay, looks like we're up.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the hiring of candidate A for the Public Works position at the amount discussed.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.